Hello and welcome back to Headaches and Hot Takes. I'm your host Shapirian, and that is my co-host Hearn, aka honorary pallbearer for the late Simi Can't Stand Your Bits Senior, aka renowned Sub-Zero main in Mortal Kombat, aka the owner of every single issue of Booty Royale, which is actually a real book series. It's very real. It's a real thing. There's a photo of it on my phone right now that I sent to my wife. So how about that? Yeah,
What's
Booty Royale.
what's that cover photo look like?
You wouldn't know. You own every issue. Don't look at me.
I got the author signed edition, so it's just like like matte. It's more
You're my
elegant.
hero. You're my hero.
What's it called? Booty what?
Royale, like battle
Booty
royale, like
Royale.
Fortnite battle royale.
Fortnite.
Yeah,
Battle
booties, we're about to get down.
Why?
Forgive me.
Like,
What?
how did that come up in your search of my nicknames this week? How did that one stir up in your? Because I know there's like a big database out there of all my names, but how did that one pop up? Like, what were you doing?
What
are you searching?
Right? What am I searching?
Yeah. What's your search history like?
Well, I found out about Booty Royale last week when I was at a bookstore in my college town, and my friend that I was with says, "Look, there's your section." And it was the adult manga section. And the first thing that caught my eye was that on the top of the shelf, there was... He was obviously kidding for anyone listening. I'm not some freaking sicko. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Everybody
Like
knows
her,
better by this
apparently
point.
is.
Go ahead.
But the first thing on the top of this shelf, because it's like a regular bookshelf, and it has like the little area on the top you can set stuff on, there are Dragon Ball Z VHS tapes.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't want to set up the whole bit. But I'm like, wait, what are these doing here? I was like, I had these. So I'm like, literally, I went over. He was just messing around, but I walked over to look at these. I was like, dude, I had some of these. Because they have a little art. You could set each VHS tape next to each other to make like a little scene. If you had like all of a certain section, right? I thought that was cool. And I had some of them as a kid. So then I look down, and staring right at me is Booty Royale.
Man.
So I immediately did what any logical man would do and picked it up, took a picture of it, sent it to my wife, and said, I'm buying this. No further questions at this time.
Whenever you look down and staring at you is Booty Royale. Is there a better way to end the day?
Is there a better way to end your marriage?
Long.
Hey, don't let your wife stop you from meeting your girlfriend. Okay?
It's fantastic. I can't wait to order that shirt. It's gonna be great.
That came right off the top of my head last night. I thought I was funny for that one.
I asked you just now jokingly, but then I think this would be funny. If you
Yes.
can access it right now, because I can access it really quickly. What's
Yep.
the last 3 things in your search history? Expose yourself.
Give me a
I'll
second.
tell you mine. My first one was weather, New Braunfels, because we're on a severe thunderstorm watch right now. I wanted to
Doxing
see.
yourself. Very cool.
I wanted
Very
to
cool.
see. Wait, yeah, you've doxed
Oh.
yourself. I think.
I don't think this is accurate.
I said
today I haven't Googled anything since 1 o'clock, so there you go. Keep going.
I had a brain fart on Philip Rivers' name. I could see his face, but I could not remember his name. So I Googled Chargers quarterback 2014 because I knew that'd do the job.
Why 2014?
I couldn't remember exactly when he left, but I was like, he was in 2014.
Okay.
So I'll just do that. And then
This is gonna be interesting.
and then I have Sia in South Park, which is from my tweets of South Park clips from last night.
So my
Those are my
computer's
last
not
3
synced up
things.
with my phone, which I feel like it normally is. Is yours synced up with your phone?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like mine usually is, but it's not. I was like, I guess I haven't Googled anything since 1 o'clock. No, that's last Friday. So the last 3 things I searched, I'm going to cheat to help out with the interest of this because there's like 20 of like the same link in a row from the same website.
Yes. Yeah. I skipped that. Yep.
So the last thing I searched was the price value of a Pokemon card I own on TCG Player. And then the last thing I searched after that was vintage Bondex. That's almost close to being a really sicko sentence there, isn't it? Vintage bondage.
You
Bond
searched
X is what I
vintage
searched.
bondage.
Vintage
Ah,
Bond X.
That's right.
Bond
Gotta
X.
tie me up, say. Vintage bond.
Listen, Tuts, what do you think of
Yeah.
tying some rope around your feet and getting up on the bed real nice for me? What do you think of putting this here apple in your mouth?
Okay, let's just.
What do you think of these here nipple tassels?
It definitely wouldn't be nipple. It'd be something like, they'd be like, well, how about these areola clamps?
That's so good. What do you
Areola
think of these
clamps.
here? I can't even think of anything. Other than the bit.
You teed me up. I was literally like,
Well, I couldn't think of an old-fashioned one. I was going to say, these here are rectal beads. But I couldn't think of something to take the word beads. I was like, what's an old school word for beads? Beads have been around for forever. And that's where I froze. So
yeah, beads. Yeah. I think beads would have been fun.
Rectal beads. So Bondex is something used in sewing. My wife has a sewing kit from my grandmother. What?
Such a
What is so funny?
I never heard of Bondex. I didn't know what to like expect it to end up being. But to go from us talking about like, yeah, that's right, time me up, Sadie,
Anal beads.
to,
Yeah, so
it's
Bondex
used
is
for
something used in sewing.
Like, okay.
Did you hear me scream what? Because it definitely like was at the loudest
yeah.
it could be.
No, it came through.
It
Can't
cut
wait
me
to
off,
have
and I
to
was
cut
just
that
like,
down.
dang it. Yeah, that's
Can't
fun.
wait to have to cut that down. Yeah, go ahead. Anyway, it's
It's
for
like a
use for
stretchy
sewing.
sew-on. Like it's a stretchy sew-on patch. But like my wife has a sewing kit from my grandmother that she gave her when we started dating as like a gesture, right?
Nice.
And in this thing is this package for 15-cent Bondex. And it looked crazy old. I was like, how freaking old is this? So I was Googling pictures of vintage Bondex, trying to find something.
Vintage.
It's from the 70s. It's still in the freaking package.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
crazy old.
Okay.
And I actually still don't know what the last thing before that I looked up was. Carl Weathers. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
in
R.I.P.
peace,
Fly
Carl
High
Weathers.
King. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Great.
Dude, don't
Carl
tell
Weathers
me.
and-
Do not tell me. My phone stopped recording for like that entire time.
No way.
Yeah. Dude, that was so good that I'm like, hey, we're just going to cut my video out there. We'll just pick right back up right here. Whatever.
Okay.
It'll just be a UCam. We can explain. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Are you good
But-
now? Is it is rolling?
Dude, no vintage bondage with my face in. You didn't even get to see my face. Only you did. Only that's
So now,
it.
so
That's
now it'll
rolling
literally
now.
just be, which will be even better because, like I said, there was that one time you were saying something like, yeah, and you like,
Yeah.
it was when you were talking about the anal beads, the rectal beads.
beads.
You were like the, and I was like leaning forward, like so excited, and then you just like, I don't know.
SpongeBob
That'd
leaning
be great.
forward in his chair on that one episode.
He was definitely watching. He was watching some prawn.
Da,
Well,
da, da,
SpongeBob
da, da, da.
was.
So I guess, note to self, if you go onto your browser while you're recording a video, it stops your recording on an iPhone. That's dumb.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have done
So-
that. I looked at my. I didn't know you did
Well,
that. I thought you were.
mine
looking
didn't
at
sync
your-
up. I couldn't tell you what it was. I was committed to the bit!
Yeah,
God!
I appreciate that. Commit that much
did.
to this next bit because
That's what I meant.
you said I have the curveball of all curveballs.
I did not say that.
That's what you said.
Let the record show.
So
Objection.
Let's see. Let's see what your curveball of all curveballs
Yes.
is.
This is like almost
tennis
2 weeks
balls.
ago, and I meant to mention it for last week's episode. And thank God I didn't, because last week's episode was a real doozy in terms of length. So, about 2
Telling
weeks
me
ago.
I cut about 30 minutes out. You're telling me.
yeah. I'm sitting at work. It's like 2:30, and I get a text from an unknown number. And
All my favorite.
Right. And it was a full 10-digit number. Was not a 5-digit number or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And it was like, did you approve? It looked like it wasn't with this exact verbatim, but basically it was like, did you attempt a purchase of this amount at Target, of like $500 at Target, right? And it had my bank on it. It said it was from my bank, which is very interesting that whoever it was had my number and knew what bank I used. So I did just let you in on this to let you know that it is a scam, basically. Right? I basically just alluded to that already. Show my hand a little bit. But I looked up the area code. It was a Hawaii phone number. I was like, what? And all it said was reply yes or no. And I was like, Googling. I was like, is there any chance this could be legitimate? Just in case. I looked at my bank and texted my wife because I knew she didn't make some $500 purchase at Target out of nowhere. But I was like, got this very suspicious looking text. I was like, let me go ahead and just say no, because if it's real, I obviously
want it to
want this taken care of, right? Agreeable, right? If it's not real, nothing happens.
Most
Nothing. And do note that in my little 2 or 3 minutes of research here, trying to find all these numbers, I did relook up what my bank's customer service line number was, okay? And it's also on the back of my debit card. Okay? I answer no to this number.
N-O.
Okay? N-O. All caps.
No!
I'm like, what's the worst that could happen?
Right.
I immediately get a call from my bank's customer service number. Real life. Real life. The exact number. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm like, all right then. Great. So they go in, and I'm like, I'm talking. For what it's worth, can we be honest with ourselves here for a second? I'm just going to be honest here. Can we just be real here? It's our podcast. Yeah. Can we say what we want to?
Our podcast, we can say what we want.
We're good people. We're nice people. It was a person that sounded like a regular white guy. The point being, it was not someone with a thick Bengali accent.
Red flag.
It's the only thing I'm pointing out. It was not somebody with that accent. Someone who talks as if we're talking to each other right now. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, not what I was expecting. I expected to hear a thick accent and be like, okay, this is definitely bullcrap. So I'm like concerned now. I'm like, okay, this is my bank. This is my bank calling me, dude.
Stuff is happening.
Stuff is happening. Someone tried to spend $500 on my bank card. My bank card's compromised. Holy crap. And so we're going through the motions of like, okay, and they're just like, was this purchase you? No. Was this purchase you? No. What, did you try to do this? No. Did you set up a Zelle transfer to go through over each of the next 3 days? No. I'm like, no way. They're like, have you been to Atlanta, Georgia recently? Or are you traveling in Atlanta right now? No. No, they said. No. Here's what I said. No. Like, okay, because that's where all these attempts are coming from. They're like, okay, we're gonna not approve the charges. So you're good to go, which is exactly how that would go. And they're like, if you want, we can put this thing, and they're like, it's called SafeLock protection on your account for the next week, to where PayPal, Zelle, whatchamacallit, something else like that, will not accept any transfers out of this bank account. I'm like, that's fine, because I was like, if I do need to use X, we use PayPal stuff, right? I was like, we'll figure it out. I was like, it can't hurt, especially knowing someone has it, right?
Right.
And so I'm talking, I literally was like, so how'd they do the Zelle thing? I was like, to do a Zelle transfer from my bank account, wouldn't you need my bank account number? You don't even have that from my debit card. I was like, how'd they get that? They were like, best I could tell you is if you used your chip reader somewhere and they got your info, someone malicious got that info from that. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, that's weird. Because that also means I have my password to get into my account and do that. But okay, that's weird. I was like, so do I need to change my password? They were like, it can't hurt to go ahead and reset your password. Very normal conversation. Exactly what you're expecting, okay? And then he goes, can you do me a favor? I'm like, yeah. He's like, can you go into your bank account app for me? I'm like, I'm already in there. I was like, okay. He's like, so what were the last 2 purchases that you made? What were the last 2 purchases that were yours? And I'm like, okay, so he's trying to figure out at what point
I did get stolen.
Right.
And, yeah.
My wife had just went and dropped off a package for us and got Auntie Anne's because the post office was at a mall.
Cool.
And so I, without any hesitation, I go, the post office, Auntie Anne's, for these amounts. They're like, okay, great. And then they say, and approximately what is the balance of your checking and savings account? And I'm like,
Why
do you need this? I said that. I said, why do you need this? They said, we need this for further verification of your account. I said, you haven't already verified my account? What? And I said out loud on the phone, I said, something's not right here. I said, so you needed those last 2 transactions, and that was to verify my account. They said, that is correct. I said, do you have a manager or a supervisor that I could speak to verify the trip from Fifth Third? And this guy, verbatim, says, if you look on our website or on the back of your debit card, you'll see that this number that you're receiving a call from should match.
You can fake that.
The number you see. You can fake that. That's the whole thing.
This is
and we'll talk more about it in a second. And I'm like, yeah. And I said, but how do I know you're not spoofing this number? I said, I guess I can't. I said, at this point, I said, can I hang up and I call you back? And I call this number back?
No.
And he completely stopped answering. He didn't say anything. Not a word. That's it. He didn't hang up on me. It was like 30 seconds. He just went silent. I said, hello? I said, are you still there? Nothing. So I hung up, and I called my bank back. By the way, impossible to get through to a human. Thank God it wasn't an emergency. And I ended up, I had to go back to work, and I had to have my wife to go take care of it because she was off work already. And I was like, please go take care of this. I told them 2 transactions. What info do you need to convince the account without any of the verification that it's you? Last 2 transactions, roughly the balance. That was someone trying to get my info there. And that was so well thought out, it's not even funny to me. That was wild. My red flags were really high, but then immediately lowered when I got a call from my bank. Yeah. I remember a couple times throughout my life, I've had instances where they're like, save this number. This is the only number you'll get a call from us. I can't say my bank did this time, but it would not be out of the ordinary for me to have my bank's customer service number saved in my contacts.
Yep.
Fifth Third Bank. Yep. Which I guess I just slightly doxed myself there. Who cares? Fifth Third Bank. That's what I use.
Fifth Third.
And it would have shown up. Fifth Third Bank's calling me. Okay. Wow. This is real. It's not. How is that possible? To fake what number you're calling somebody from? How? How are old people supposed to protect themselves? What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way they do. Like, you'll get there are some that were kind of clever at first. Have you ever gotten? How long have you not had an Instagram?
I mean, I technically have one still, but it's not my personal account. I deleted it like 2 years ago, roughly.
Okay. I got a message one time on Instagram from a friend of ours.
Yeah.
Claiming to be this person.
Yes.
And it said, "Hey, I got locked out of my account. Can you? I'm gonna text you this code. Can you put it in?" Long story short, what they're doing is they're know
logging into your account and sending you a code.
I can go onto your Twitter right now
and say,
I forgot my password, and it's gonna say, what's your username? I can look at your username, and then it's gonna say, okay, well, like what number you want to code to? No. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
That would never happen. Why would I, locked out of my account, send you a code to your phone number?
What I always
if you're an old person, you're thinking, that's 100%. Fine, I'll help you out.
Mm-hmm. Dude, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is also just like how stupid people are, but it's obviously going to end in a scam. And my grandmother falls for this literally every week on Facebook is where this happens. God. Some page called Beckley Toyota that was created last week has changed their profile picture twice. Whatever. We couldn't sell this 2024 Toyota Tundra, so we're going to give it away. Share, comment, done, and we'll choose a lucky winner to win this $60,000 truck
done.
We couldn't sell. And oh wow, this would be, and thousands of people. Oh, this would be so nice to have. Do you not have the red flag sensor? Because I feel like that one's a little more like. Wait a minute.
God, I know.
And it takes 10 seconds of sleuthing to see. Okay, this page was created last week, so probably not.
Have I told you about the old lady that I tried to stop from getting scammed at my church last year? Or did I not tell you about this?
No.
I did not plan on talking about this, but we got on the subject of the Instagram thing, and now I'm thinking about it. I'm in church. We make the lights go dark when the message is starting, right? I'm not getting preachy. Right. Don't worry, people. This is not a religious podcast or a political podcast. But I am in church. The lights go dark, and there's this old lady who is quite literally at least 75. At least. Okay?
Right.
I'm talking like you look really, really old. Which I find relevant for the sake of what's about to happen, which is she pulls her phone out right in front of me in the middle of service with maximum brightness. Mm-hmm. And it's stadium seating. So she's like really, really like taking up a lot of my spot here. Which I guess if it wasn't stadium seating, it'd be worse. But whatever. It's really bright. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. And I look over at Kat, and we just exchange this look, and we're just like,
what? Yeah.
She gets on Facebook and is messaging federal government.
Federal government.
with like a jank, all block, official looking font that would never match Facebook's font. Yes, the federal government messaged her on Facebook. And I did the logical thing, and I read every single word of every single message.
Of course, you have to.
Well, I mean, you're going to disrupt me
I'm going to get something
in the middle of church. I'm going to read every freaking word you're showing me. Little Miss Maximum Brightness.
Because God knows it was maximum font size.
It was zoomed
like
in.
Five words per scroll.
Oh, God. Coming down from some. Excuse all the coughing and the yucky sounding.
I will not.
I didn't ask you. I'm talking to the viewers, whore.
God.
So basically, they're like, we've got this $20,000 for like under your name, under this benefit here. Send us. But to send it to you, there's an acceptance fee on this one app that I've never personally heard of.
Send us $1,000 and then you'll get your $20,000.
It was $600 for like 10,000 or something, 20,000, something like that.
Sure.
And she's like, I don't want to. She's like, it's immediate. As soon as I send you the 600, you send me the 10. Yeah, of course, right? Then she changes apps to, I want to say it was WhatsApp because it wasn't Messenger or any sort of normal texting.
Wow, this grandma is with it.
And she is texting. Who was the other person? The first person I remember vividly. The second person I can't quite remember. She's texting Keanu Reeves.
No way. John Wick needs your help in Tilted Towers.
No. John Wick was her boyfriend.
Wait. Oh.
Dude. I was like, oh, God, please don't let what I think's about to happen. But she was sending him photos of herself, not racy ones. Thank the actual Lord. They weren't racy.
That's what I was... Okay.
But she was like, all dolled up and ready to go today. Can't wait to see you. Stuff like that. He's like, you look so beautiful. I love you so much. Keanu Reeves. And,
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, my God. She's messaging. Guess what she messages Keanu about?
Can't wait for you to be here, baby.
Nope. Yeah, and so they need $600 for this $10,000. He goes, that's weird. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if it's related or not. He was like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know that I'd listen to them. Right?
A scammer telling her to not be scammed.
Think about it. If you're scamming her in some way, you don't want someone else to beat her to the mark, because then, like...
That's true. It's $600.
You're going to get people involved, and they're going to say, delete this, don't message this, don't send this, right? There was another celebrity she was messaging and flirting with, too, by the way, and I can't remember who it was.
Wow.
And I'm like, you think Keanu Reeves... And whoever this other celebrity was, this one was an older guy, not Keanu Reeves. Like, someone more her speed, right?
Harrison Ford.
No, but that would have been hilarious. I'm like, you think they're messaging you on some random bullcrap app?
The Keanu Reeves.
God. And there was a photo of Keanu that Keanu sent her. And I'm like, homie typed in Keanu Reeves selfie, hit save image and send, and she bought it.
Because my grandmother does the Facebook things I'm talking about all the time. She'll share something, and every other post somebody will comment, "Wow, this is so interesting. I would love to be your friend. Please send me a friend request." Like, obviously a scammer.
Love it.
Every single time, I love it. Every single time. I guess this is how they win people over. They're just like, "Oh, like what a nice guy," because it's a guy in uniform. He works like at U.S. Army. Is like where he works.
U.S. Army, yeah.
They are always either widowed or divorced. Most time widowed.
Always divorced. Widowed? Widowed.
I see more widowed, which I guess.
Sorry, yeah. Oh my God.
And then like what you said, they 100% searched like white army guy with dog, and that's like the
muscular
picture. Yeah, white army guy giving speech. Like, oh my God.
I did tell this lady, and Kat will vouch for this. We're leaving service, and she gets away from me somehow, which is shocking. We had to funnel out of the room. I catch up to her. I said, "Hey," I wasn't trying to look over your shoulder. True sentence. It's your fault. I wasn't trying to. But I noticed what you were messaging. I said, those are scams. Do not send anybody money They're not trying to send you money. They're trying to scam you. No. Because guess what? Kat will vouch for me on this. She didn't buy it for a second. She definitely went and sent them their money. I've not seen her since, by the way. I've never seen this person again. She definitely went and got scammed after. Thinking like,
oh, for sure.
You just don't want me to get my 10K. Mm-hmm. You don't want me to date Keanu. Okay.
Oh, my God. I love whenever I like the Instagram ones that the people doing the message. I always message along like, dude, how did this happen? Oh my gosh, like, yes, I'll help you. I drown out the conversation, and then at the end, I always like, bro, I know you're scamming. Like, let's stop. And I got that from my dad. My dad, almost the same thing you just talked about. It was like, one of those situations where you send us $500, you'll get $10,000. My dad, like, stringing along the conversation, wasting their time, was like,
which is good.
Well, tell you what, why don't you send me the money first, and then I'll send you $2,000. Like, I will send you more money. Like, just like trying to entice them to where, like, if it were real, you'd think they'd be like, oh, sure. Like, they would do it. Oh, no, it has to be this way. Wasting their time, dude, I'm all for it. I freaking love it.
It's funny. But I just want to point out.
Oh, just now.
I have very little sympathy. I hate that the old people are getting targeted, but I have very little sympathy for thinking you're dating Keanu Reeves secretly.
That's what I'm saying. You have to have,
that the federal government is messaging you on Facebook. But,
federal government.
Dude, if you can't trust the number you're getting phone calls from that are just already call centers, what's an old person supposed to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what, dude. I mean, my in-laws, my grandparent in-laws.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever said that before, but I guess that's what it is. My wife's grandparents. They've gotten calls from, and it would say, blank county jail, where we grew up, where they live. And it's somebody pretending to be their son or grandson. Oh, I'm in jail. And they know their name. They know how old they are.
Yeah.
They know facts, trying to get, hey, you need to come bail me out. Real rap.
No cap.
It's crazy, dude. I don't know. Some old people, some things, like you said, you're probably not talking to the Keanu Reeves. I think you should be able to realize that. But some of these scams, like what you just now experienced, if that were targeting that 75-year-old, she's out every dollar she has.
Yep.
She is sensitive.
My thing is, how many people even know about spoofing phone numbers? That's a weird thing. I can make my phone number look like any phone number I want on your end. Why? Why is that a thing, first of all? Who is letting that happen? Who has not put in the protections to not make that the case? I only know that's a thing because I got a text at like 9 a.m. like last June of some irate guy who, by the way, was still using an iPhone 4S. That's a real true fact.
That's 4S.
And he's like, I told you to stop effing calling me. Like, buddy.
I would have immediately called. Who do you think you're talking to?
I said, you got the wrong number. I haven't called you. He said, you've called me from this number every morning for the last 3 weeks. I'm like, what? I said, buddy,
block the
you
number.
have to have the wrong number.
Why not just
I said, it's not the wrong number. All I did was click on the call and then hit message. I was like, can you send me screenshots of that? Because I'm like, this guy's wrong. I did have a guy mad at me one time. This one guy was trying to get hold of his wife. I answered the phone, and he's pissed. He's like, who are you? And this guy said, it's been the same effing number for 10 years, and all of a sudden it's different? I said, what number are you trying to get a hold of? He said, mine with one number transposed. Moron. But this guy, I'm like, can you send me a screenshot of this? We went back and forth for a little bit because he didn't want to do it. I was like, send me the screenshot because if someone's using my number, I'd like to know about it. And eventually I got to him. He said, how do I take a screenshot? And I said, should be the lock button and the down button at the same time, on the down volume button. And he said, it's not working. I'm like, what's the deal? I said, what phone are you using? He said, I have an iPhone 4S. I'm like,
I would have to Google how to take a screenshot on the iPhone 4S.
I remember how. Volume keys? You didn't use the volume key, you used the lock and the home button because there used to be a physical home button, remember?
Right, okay.
That's what it was. He sent it to me. Yeah, my phone number, I've been calling him every morning for weeks. My phone number. So
yeah, that's how it works.
How is that possible? Why is that a thing?
That is interesting. But also, that's how, like, have you ever done, like, the prankcalls.com where you go in there and you have it, prank call somebody. You can put it. I could go in there right now, and these are the ones where like it's obvious at this point that it's fake. But I could make it look like I'm calling you. You put in whatever number you want, and so obviously if my number comes through on your phone, it's going to say my name.
No way. Yeah. So they're just spoofing it. Why is that possible? How are the phone companies not making that to where that's not the case? That's insane.
We got somebody in high school who was just an idiot. He was a redneck idiot. We got him with one of those. It was one of those pre-recorded messages. So I like
be hateful.
You have to.
He was an idiot redneck.
He was, dude. Our high school.
If you're not from West Virginia, do you know what a redneck is? By the way, I don't feel like you necessarily do. Do you? Well, Jeff Foxworthy had those jokes. Keep going. You got him with it. What was it?
It was the pre-recorded message, which obviously relies on the fact that he's waiting to talk whenever the person talks with the gaps given. Whatever.
Yeah.
But it was acting like it hit his car in the mall parking lot. You hit my car! Like he was like real mad, and he was gonna go over because you can get the recording back of what happens, and he was gonna go like, "I'm coming over there." Yeah. So,
that's so good,
dude. It's so funny to get people with some of that stuff.
So. Yeah, hopefully that delivered, man. That's like the most realistic scam I've ever had really attempted complex. On me. That's a crazy good. I still don't know how they knew what bank I used. If that text I got didn't have my bank's name in it, I wouldn't have even answered in the first place. I'd be like, yeah, right. Like, have you seen those ones that like the package couldn't be delivered? I'm like, give me a break. Give me a break with that. Text on. Go to GOOOOGLE.com/ I'm like, okay, yeah. So yeah, we better get going along here before we run out of time here. You wanna honestly like my hot take of the week is not as important as the other stuff we have listed. I think. What do you think? I had an embarrassing moment. I couldn't remember as I was clearing out my list of potential hot takes if I had used this one or not. So I had to tell you what tonight's hot take was before the show started. I said I haven't used this, have I? You're like, no.
Oh, that yep. Mm-hmm.
So. What do you think? Do you want to get into that, or do you want to get into meme calendar and other subjects that we have ready for tonight?
I don't think we can skip hot take of the week. I think that's
true. It's kind of integral to the show.
Yeah.
My hot take's not that spicy.
Yeah, let's just pick up the pace on it. So
okay.
What can hot take of the week? This is where one of us has 1 minute to talk about whatever we want. The rage. The other person can't talk. It's appearing this week. He's gonna rage.
Can we wave?
About something.
Wave. Can we wave?
Can we wave?
Yeah. Can we give? Okay. One more hot take of the week, guys. So you don't have to take the weeks now. I do not think mobile order should make it before you are there. I think they should wait until you're at the restaurant. And I do not think that is proper. I think they should make it, and then I should have it ready whenever I get there. Thank you for coming to Hot Take of the Week. That is the end of the conversation.
I think it's absolutely true. I don't like it how whenever you get to the restaurant, then they start making the order, then they always get it wrong. Then you guys sit there and wait on it.
I love it.
Dude. I don't know if everybody does it, but anytime I listen to a podcast, I have it on like 1.25.
I never do.
No, not 2x. I do like 1.25. It's
never.
Just enough. It's just enough to get rid of the pauses at the end of the sentences. It's just enough. If anybody's doing that at that point, oh my god, like God bless. They have no idea what's happening.
Let us know at HeadacheSpot on Twitter if you were listening to us on anything besides 1x speed when we went to maximum overdrive right there.
Never catch me, crabs.
The hot take of the week is that I do not think places where you mobile order your food should wait until you arrive to make the food because I think that defeats the purpose. Think about like carryout. Mobile ordering at Taco Bell or Chick-fil-A is basically calling ahead for carryout at a Chinese restaurant or a pizza place. If I show up at the pizza place and they're like, oh, glad you're here, we'll start making your pizza now. That's like, you would look at them crooked. Like, what?
All you've done is like hold my place in line, and not even really because I walk in and then you're starting. Yeah,
precisely. So, I'm not an advocate for that. Chick-fil-A does it, and for a while, this was before I went vegetarian, and now I'm back, obviously, right? They used to track your location and wait until you were like X distance close, and they'd automatically say, okay, you're close enough, we'll start it. Like they're like, leave this on in the background. When you're close enough, we'll start it. Mm-hmm. I used to have to tell it, make my food now. I'm there. I'd have to tell it.
I do that every time. Say, that's what I was going to say.
Do you? Mm-hmm. It would say, doesn't look like you're there. You can't do that now.
I am.
That's not an option now. Can you do that now? Because it doesn't let me do that on Chick-fil-A.
I haven't done that forever. No, I just now get it delivered more than me going and getting it. So I haven't tried it in a while. But yeah, I used to, if Chick-fil-A is 15 minutes away, the moment I'm leaving the house, I'm like, I'm there.
Swear.
Start making it. Because then Right about the time you get there, and there you go.
Taco Bell's the one that always irks me because the Taco Bell that we go to, we typically go like late nights. Like tonight would be a Taco Bell night, right? Friday night and Saturday night Taco Bell, if you've not been after 11 p.m., it's way busier than you'd ever think. Everyone that you could possibly think of is there. The drive-thru is always 5 or 6 cars long minimum. The one we go to now sometimes is backed out to the road. Like it's crazy. Which we don't go all the time, but enough.
Right.
And I'm like, the last thing I want is to show up. I get to the window finally, and my food's not ready that I mobile order before I even pulled in. Why? I've already been waiting. Why? That is stupid. The hot take is, if you're gonna let me mobile order, make my food. That's that.
Yep. I don't understand why not. Also, isn't that like have you noticed that? Because like I know at Buffalo Wild Wings is one that I've done specifically. They don't check nothing. But at Buffalo Wild Wings, at least the one next to us, you walk in, there's a shelf from Walmart. It has a little
you
print
just
off
walk in and pick it
sign
up?
that says like to pick up orders, and you just walk in and grab one and walk away.
Some places are like that, but I think because I live in one of the rougher parts of Cincinnati, that's not a thing around here at all. I have to go through like a two-factor authentication to pick up mobile orders anywhere in here. So unless I'm in my car. But like, I think ideally, like, I bet you if I moved to a nicer part of Cincinnati, it would be that way. Yeah, and I'm fine with that because I mean I worked at Starbucks for a while. People did take other people's mobile orders often, but it was usually mix-ups. It wasn't usually stealing. It was usually a mix-up. That's mine. True. Yep, I'm Julie. Your name is Jacob. Like. Jay, that's me, Jay. Doesn't read the rest of the name. That's usually what would happen. Or sometimes two people would have very similar drinks. Like one person would have like a venti caramel frappuccino. One person would have a grande caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino. So they'd walk in. One was done, the other wasn't done. They're like, oh, that's it. And then the other person would show up, not see their name anywhere, and just stand there like for 10 minutes. Before we're like, what's the name on your order? Because I got everything made now. They're like, Julie. I'm like, I made Julie a decade ago.
Do you ever, whenever you're going into restaurants, do you ever give them fake names just because you can? Do you ever do that?
I used to, but I'm honestly so cringed out by some of the names I used to give. Like one time at Taco Bell, I gave the name Swagmaster McNugget at Taco Bell. And they read it out loud. I was like definitely 6th or 7th grade. Thank God I would never do that now. But I mean, nothing's stopping me from saying that I'm Randy Bajorquez, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like whenever me and my brother, anytime we get the opportunity, we give him a fake name. Not like that. Just a random Frank.
Mr. Mahoney? Mr. Pat Mahoney?
Like we were in a Firehouse Subs one time, I think it was. And they're asking for a name for the sandwich. And my brother, this is real time. This is how long he took to come up with it. And this is what he came up with. Okay. Can I have a name for the order? Donald. It took him that long, and that's what he came up with.
Wow.
And then because it's fake, they finish the order, and they're like, Donald? And he's just like sitting there. He doesn't answer to Donald. So he wasn't used to answering to Donald, so he's just like sitting there. He's still talking. I was like, bro, they just called your sandwich. Like, which that does happen half the time that we give a fake name. Like then you don't remember. Oh yeah, I'm
that's
Frank. Me. Yeah. But it's funny. Donald.
McDonald's does it really funny because they don't use names. They're like, what's your code? Because they're definitely worried about people stealing with names or something like that. Like, what's your code? I'm like, okay. And then Wendy's they say, pull up to the window and give them the code, and it's your initials with the word mobile. I'm like, okay.
The password is.
Yeah, basically. I hate when you whisper and stuff. Don't do the creepy whispering. Because you're either being creepy or sensual, typically.
That is quite literally how that quote is said.
Sorry. What is that one? I don't know what that's from.
From Cable Guy. Have you seen The Cable Guy? With Jim Carrey
is it Larry the Cable Guy?
Matthew Broderick?
Oh, the movie The Cable Guy.
Yes.
No, I've not seen it, though.
Okay, it's good. You know the game Password?
Yes.
Okay, that's what they're playing Password. And that's just how that guy talks.
I appreciate that you can at least say that was true to the source material. You were not choosing to lean to the mic and whisper.
Right. No.
Either creepily or sensually.
Right. That is literally how he says it. Which in the movie is, if you watch that movie, you're like, oh yeah, maybe he is being creepy or sensual. So that's how but it's how the source material is.
My fault. My bad. F me, right?
Why say F me for?
Are we done with the hot take? You got more to say?
Yeah.
You got more to say or what?
I agree. I agree with your hot take. So therefore, it's a cold take.
We'll drive up then.
You suck.
Drive up then.
You know how every month at the end of the year you see those meme calendars?
Every month
It's
at the end of the year.
Every month at the end of the year.
You would
Well,
call
I was gonna say every. I was gonna say
whatever.
every month you see it, but you don't. You only see it at the end of the year, really.
Correct.
They make a meme calendar.
Meme
January would be
calendar.
happen. Yes. Every single time they make one of those, there's at least two that I'm like I never saw a single one of that. And I don't.
yeah.
When people make those, I'm like, are you just throwing that in there because that was your favorite, or
Right.
Because you don't go 10 for 12, and then all of a sudden there's two that I'm like, I have not seen
Dude,
that once. I
last
don't
year was
understand
the
how that happened.
opposite. Last year I went like 2 for 12. There was 10 that I didn't know. And that's what provoked this.
Okay. So what we're gonna do? January just did fine.
about it.
My God, January was the longest
Tell me
January
about it. I
in
actually-
the history of Januaries.
The longest January, it actually flew by, which is not bad news for me because I was slammed with work. So
Woe is you.
that's the one. That's exactly why I said that. That's
I'm
the
a
reaction I was
barista.
wanting. That's the
I'm a
reaction I was
barista.
wanting. Yo, he said he was slammed with work. Yeah, I was busy with work. Yeah, all month I had to work. Yeah, overtime. Yeah, yeah.
I go in my building and I
videos.
go blank floor staff.
Oh my god. I was like, dude, I doxed myself. You gotta blur all that out.
It was like
Subway
it was like 4
employee
straight
down.
minutes.
I go, Subway employee, floors down.
He was a key member of the Subway employee.
Oh man. Anyways, we're gonna do a meme calendar
That's what we're here
because my biggest frustration last year was that there was at least a meme every single month, and I was like, that was the meme. That one was everywhere, right?
for. Yes.
December was not even Kurt Angle. That definitely was the meme of the month. Where he was just with the big crazy eyes. You know what I'm talking about, right? That meme was everywhere in December.
Yeah.
You're doing it pretty good. So, would you agree that was probably the best one in December? It was everywhere.
The only thing I wasn't sure about was that in November or December, because I can't remember when that really kicked
Right.
off.
It
I
didn't
feel like
get
it
either.
lasted a little bit.
It didn't get either. And I feel like
should've been at least
if
one,
you're
but-
between 2 months, but you're like a dominant meme still at the end of the second month, pick one of the months. It's one of the months. And my issue with that was that for most of the months, I'm like, I don't even actually know what would have been a better meme for this month, though. I just know I've never even seen this stupid meme that you put. So I did do some research yesterday, but my stance has not changed as to what the meme of the month is for January. Do you want to take it away, Penny?
Take it away, Penny. Well, what was the best instance of this being used? It was like, me.
Typically, you want me to
Yeah,
answer?
yeah, good.
I would say my favorite ones are usually whenever it's like like I have plans at 8 and it's like me at 7:57 not ready yet and they're like do 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 do. We should probably say what the meme is if we're gonna give examples. So-
It's that crudely drawn Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. I don't know the other
Set to
dragon's name.
Pokemon music. Yeah, I don't either. It's Pokemon
Yeah.
music. Was that interesting?
Yeah. And they're just dancing. I would call it Dancing Dragons.
I think
that's
I
what-
heard it called Dancing Dragons. My first time I saw it, someone, like, it had already been an established meme and I hadn't seen it yet, which is fine. It happens sometimes. But they were like, oh, the Dancing Dragons. Oh, yeah, that's hilarious. It was on a live stream that I was watching. And I was like, huh?
Yeah.
And then their editor made them pop up on the screen. So,
As we will,
but
because shortly,
it's a great meme.
as we will throw in a little clip. So for you audio listeners, maybe you'll recognize the audio and be like, "Oh yeah, I saw that."
What it's worth, definitely don't throw in the audio on YouTube or we will get straight up copyrighted even though we have no reason to because they started like taking a fight against this being a viral TikTok sound, which is the least strategic thing I think anyone could ever do.
I don't understand
ever.
Yep,
Our sound's going viral? This must stop right now! Moron
It's
behavior.
stupid. It is stupid. So
But
they have it.
Pokemon's known for that.
We are going to
Meme of the month.
continue. We're going to continue to update this as we go.
Yes.
But
I think it'll be more interesting as there's multiple months on. Then we'll be like, dude, remember that meme? Or we could be like, oh, dude, this is definitely the best meme of the year. Stuff like that. So
Ooh,
maybe not
yeah.
that interesting right now. But
Yeah,
all I have to
that-
say
that
to
would
that
be
is do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, it's a good meme.
moving on.
Moving on. Waiting for that nuclear meme. There's going to be a nuclear meme at some point. That's just going to take everything over. Like the Titan submarine. That's the one. On the 2023 one. It was not meme of the month at any point.
Yeah,
How?
That's stupid.
Thank you. I'm so glad I just remembered that. Self. Thank you, Self.
I am under the water.
How was that not meme of the month? That was meme of the year, dude.
No, yeah.
Jake and Josh with the so where's the door?
Good picture of Josh just staring at Drake, dude. Like you can green screen him into anywhere. Oh god,
yeah.
That one also, and there's the one where after Josh has just ran over Oprah, and Josh is looking at Drake like,
love it. If you're into deep cuts of things and you enjoy our show, first of all, thank you. We appreciate you for listening. We did a practice pilot episode of Headaches and Hot Takes. It was half length, and one of the things we talked about was the Titan submarine.
Yep.
Honestly, one of our best segments we ever had because we were letting it fly. There's some funny quotes in there I could think of. I still have it. It's never seen the light of day.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one of these days, if you stay tuned, you'll hear a multiple years outdated, hilarious take on the Titan submarine thing from you guys, Hearn and Shapirian.
That's us.
So,
that's us.
But for now, have you ever thought about things you could eat at least one time? Because I have.
Yes, it makes sense that you have.
I heard someone say this. I did not come up with this. And I was like, I think that's true. Good point. And so somehow I was in like a car with my in-laws and my brother-in-law and his now fiance and my wife. There's like 6 of us in there, right? And I said the following sentence. Well, technically speaking, you could eat lava. Just the one time, though. And that sparked this whole thing where apparently I'm the only person that finds that to be the case.
Yeah.
Do you disagree?
Yeah, you're not eating it.
Yeah.
It's not, dude, how hot? Have you Googled how hot is lava? Because I don't know off the top of my head.
I don't need to. I know it burn. Lava go burn. I get that.
There's no way. What are you defining as eating? Have you watched Fear Factor? They don't call it clear until it's not in your mouth anymore. You would not be able to clear. You would not be able to Fear Factor lava.
Right. It's going to go straight through your mouth, down through everything. It's going to be out of your mouth.
Yeah, through your literal mouth. It's not going to enter. It's not even going to enter your esophagus.
You can eat lava just one time. Yeah, it is. It's going to destroy my esophagus.
Putting something in your mouth only for it to like literally melt through it. That does not count as eating.
Eating something is putting it in my mouth. It goes down my esophagus. That's what lava would do. It would destroy your esophagus in the process. I think you could eat lava just one time.
I don't think it would make it there. I don't think it would make it to your esophagus. I truly think it would touch your tongue and it would literally like just go right through everything.
Yeah. I don't disagree. It's just a matter of like, it would touch your esophagus because it doesn't touch it to burn it.
Could you even get close enough to lava?
Well, this is a hypothetical, right? You know, this is a hypothetical where there's like a cup, right? And like,
no, this is
in the correct circumstances. In the correct circumstances, you could eat lava one time. Yes, you could.
I disagree.
Gone. You're dead. But you ate lava. What a way to go out, right?
I disagree. I don't think you could eat lava. You can't Fear Factor clear it. There's no way. And this is one of those things again. Like
we're at Headaches Pod. Wrong act.
And I know of all franchises you have to suspend disbelief, but like how lightsabers, if they were real, how hot they are, it would literally be like giving yourself like 4th degree burns just holding it. Because it would have to be so hot.
Right, because the heat that's letting off.
Yeah. But it's like, stuff like that. It's a literal movie. I'm like, I can understand that.
Yeah. Could you eat a lightsaber one time?
No.
Yeah, you could.
Because you're not.
One time.
No, you're not eating it. You are not going through the process. I want to know what the technical definition of eating is. Does eating mean it enters
That's what this
your
whole
mouth
debate comes down to. And honestly, when you start to boil it down to that, it kind of loses its charm as a debate. But that is technically what it comes down to. Because it's like, okay. And that's where we're disagreeing. That's why we disagree. Is like, I think that's considered eaten. You don't think that's considered eaten. That's all there really is to it.
That's fine. I don't think that dumbs it down. I think that is the core of the argument. Yeah. It's not necessarily the actual lava. It's just, what is eating?
Although it is interesting to think about the fact that you could really eat almost anything at least one time.
There was a dude that apparently ate a whole plane. Have you heard about that? He ate a plane.
No doubt his skin color matched ours.
It took him, probably. It took him like over a year, I think, and all this, and obviously it wasn't like a 747, but apparently he ate a plane, which I guess is a cool milestone. To say
No,
that
it's
you
not.
ate a plane.
No.
That definitely, probably
The
only person on Earth that
audacity
hasn't done it.
of the caucasity.
Wait.
Why would you want to do that?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't interview the guy. I don't know what his motivations were, but
We should get him on the pod next week.
He's our guest. He's our first guest.
You heard it here first. Next week.
The man who ate a plane.
Slowly, but he did do it. Oh, that's so dumb. But yeah, I just think that's interesting. Like, you could drink bleach. Wait, or is that one of those things? Is it one of those things? So it would burn your esophagus. Is that one of those things?
You could drink bleach.
But you could not eat lava.
Yep.
Oh my god, the bleach is gonna destroy your esophagus.
Right, but it's at least
On the way
getting
down.
into your stomach. I don't think lava is not making it into your stomach
No, it's making it onto your stomach as it goes down through the rest of your body.
through everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be really, really bad. Have you seen the videos of people taking like lava samples with like tools? I saw someone quote tweet at one time, and they're like, "I would absolutely try to touch lava one time, wouldn't I?"
Mm-hmm.
I kind
Probably.
of agree. I'm like, I could touch it just this one time. Just a quick little. You know, like it won't even
fast
know.
enough. It'd be fast
You will
enough.
lose your fingertips at least.
That would be like. There are certain things like when people were eating Tide Pods, I was like, I get it, because they look delicious.
Not Tide Pods.
Yeah, I
agree that they don't
just
look
juicy.
bad. They don't look bad, bro. They don't.
It's like the foam basketballs and footballs growing up.
Same
that always
with
had a bite out of
Drano.
them. I was like,
Drano looks
Drano.
real good.
how are you
You
gonna
ever
say
seen Drano?
Drano looks good, but Tide Pods don't? What are you talking about?
I retracted my statement, and now I'm on your side with Tide Pods. You're right. The colors look very visually
How are
appealing.
you
and
looking
tasty.
at Drano? What?
The bottle? The bottle.
The bottle
But the Drano
of
itself doesn't look
gold
good.
sludge looks appetizing.
I'm thinking
to
the
you?
red. I'm thinking the red. The red
The
with
re-
like the blue and the little sparkles. I'm like, looks good.
But you're not looking at the liquid. You're looking at the bottle.
Who cares? Packaging is half the thing.
So I
you don't
could
think
put
Oreo
liquid
packages
di-
make you want
I-
Oreo?
I could put liquid diarrhea into the whatever, and you're like, that looks good.
Because I don't know what's in there. Yeah, you're right.
You know what's in there. It's Drano. You do actually know what's
My
in
wife
there.
sent me a meme someone made earlier, and it was of the rainbow fish rocks, and it was a little stick figure who had taken a bite out of the bag, and he's like, with like it in his mouth, he's like,
Yeah, that's one. Looks like Fruity Pebbles.
it looks so good. They
Mm-hmm.
look delicious. The forbidden cereal.
You could eat those probably multiple times. You could eat those a few times probably.
No, yeah, you can definitely eat those. Those
Yeah.
just pass right through.
Well,
Huh.
I don't know if it'd be that easy.
Next week
don't know.
on Headaches and Hot Takes.
Welcome to
figure
Factor
out-
Cap. Welcome to Factor Cap. How many
Can you eat
bowls?
these at least once? But
Uh,
I think you probably eat them multiple times.
I think you could. Over under a full cereal bowl of those things you could eat. I might say under that.
In
Because
one
at
sitting?
one time. At one time, yeah. I think that'd have to clog
Under
you up.
for
That would do
sure,
some
bro.
damage. That would do some
Yeah,
damage.
you would definitely need an emergency hospital visit.
I think so.
For a cereal bowl worth? Yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
you're in
like
trouble.
a fourth a cup. I think probably down the hatch.
That would probably shut down some of your internal organs.
Maybe.
A cereal bowl worth would. You'd have
There's
trouble
definitely
passing
people-
down through your stomach. 'Cause your
There's
stomach's not
definitely people who-
dissolving that.
Right. Well, how strong is your acid? Will it dissolve rock? Or whatever that is.
My older brother
If it's rolled
ate
off.
I want to say a nickel. Might have been a quarter, which is the biggest coin there is.
Yes, and it came
He ate
back
a
out,
freaking
yeah.
quarter. He ate a
Did it
freaking
come back out?
quarter. Yeah.
come out?
I mean, I guess. I don't have confirmation. We don't have the quarter to prove it. But
think-
I was told that he ate a quarter.
I think when I was young, I ate a dime, and I think it came out. If I remember correctly, I
That
think
had to hurt, bro.
probably.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But that's insane.
I have to ask my parents that. Did it come out?
The
'Cause
forbidden
I know,
chips.
I know they're gonna say that I did eat a dime because I know I did.
The forbidden chips.
Mmm. Is that the most appetizing one? What's the most appetizing? Tide Pod is up there for me, dude. Tide Pods look delicious.
The fishbowl. The fishbowl.
fishbowl, Fruity
rocks are
Pebbles.
right there. Nerf footballs. Like, give me like a bright orange and aqua.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for what it's worth, I agree. I'm like, I could see a world where this looks good, but I do not have any urges to bite them.
I do,
you?
especially the foam ones. The foam ones.
Yeah, I do not
absolutely.
have urges there. My wife has urges. That's why I ask.
I'm definitely I'm a biter though. I bite my nails. I'll I like to chew gum like almost constantly because it helps me not chew on other things.
Do you still? I used to, but man, I don't anymore.
Dude, I've unfortunately bitten my nails for probably literally like 15 years.
I get sideways looks at work for chewing gum after I eat lunch, bro. I'm like, trust me,
Why?
you'd rather me do this. I don't know, because no one else does. No one else does. So.
Well, just because you suck, don't give me a weird look.
Right.
I'm chewing it. Now, if you're over there going...
Oh, never. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't think...
But, yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah. All that from Can You Eat Lava Once. There you go.
No, you can't.
I did have one more small thing I wanted to run by you, because I know, as I mentioned going into this episode, that you are a Mortal Kombat connoisseur, and that you've played the game. Tekken, apparently, according to the 3 people that play Tekken, had a game come out this week.
Oh.
Have you ever played Tekken? What are your thoughts on Tekken?
I have not played it once.
I do know there's this one character who is he's just a bear. He's a
bear. Okay.
And his name is King.
King?
He's a bear. King. K-I-N-G. Yes. From the best of my knowledge, which is limited, because I could not care less about the Tekken series, King has this move where he will, like, wrestle on top of you and continuously roll around, continuing to do damage. And he's just, like, allowed in the game. Well, like, you're, like, stuck there until the character decides to get up, apparently, if they're hitting the right button combos. I'm like,
Combo breaker!
Who's having fun with this? Who's playing Tekken? The reason I mention this is because you've got, in a room, you have Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and Tekken. You have a gun with 2 bullets, and you have to use them both. You can't shoot Tekken twice. Who are you shooting? Who's making it out of that room alive?
Throw in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 in there, and they're making it out alive. Yeah,
You'd really rather play that over... What's Street Fighter right there? So you like the Street Fighter game?
I have not played... I think I've played a Street Fighter game like at an arcade. Okay. I definitely have not, on my own personal console or whatever, have played a Street Fighter game. Nor Tekken. Injustice,
I'm not gonna play
Mortal
Tekken.
Kombat, yes. But, dude, have you seen those videos? They were one of my favorite things for a while. They would do either finishing moves. One of them was from Apex Legends. Finishing moves, the fatalities in Mortal Kombat. It was ending the fatality, whatever, whenever I die or get turned on. Was all the captions. And dude, and that caption made it so funny because I was like, there's one where the person
you don't know which.
Right. There's one where the person fire fists through your skull and it cuts. You're like, okay, right. And then there's one where a guy would put his hand on the shoulder, cut. As soon as they were touched. There was one that was from Apex.
That meme that he had go viral early last year. Bong.
Yes. Yes. There's one from Apex. I think it's Gibraltar. I don't know all the characters. But the dude's just he's just walking up. And then he turns around and goes, and jumps. I guess he's going to jump on you. And him going, in midair. They cut it.
That's so dumb, dude. What a stupid concept.
I watched every single one of those. Ending whenever I die or get turned on. And the moment a character would touch anybody, cut. Oh.
Do you do the Mortal Kombat fatalities after every match or no? Do you as a player?
Assuming I'm playing another person.
It's just a cutscene. And there are multiple options, so usually you have 2 or 3. So when you're playing another person, not computer. Yeah.
It very much depends. So if I beat somebody who in Injustice was spamming green arrows, little ping, ping, ping. No, I'm just sitting there teabagging. I'm winning. I go. That's all that's happening.
Down. Yeah, I pretty much had the same concept of I would only do it depending on the player. When I went double flawless. One of the best moments of my gaming life. When I went double flawless against somebody, I did do the fatality, just the regular fatality, because I was I have to. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
I literally
gotta cap it.
I owned you, bro.
Right. I don't think
sometimes I think it's funny to barely win, and then it's it's a finish him, and you go up and you go, and they fall over because that's it. Because if you do that to you mess it up.
just one little jab.
That's that. They're that's it.
What is the most insulting? What is the most insulting way to lose in that moment? Is it the light jab? That might be the most insulting.
You want to know what the most insulting way to lose in Mortal Kombat is? It's one we haven't mentioned yet. A brutality. You get somebody low enough and you hit a certain combo and it freaking kills them and they explode into a million pieces right there. And it ends the game like in a natural fashion. It is cool, but like when it happens to you, it freaking sucks. It sucks so bad.
Oh, yeah. That means you got owned.
It does, because they not only had you beat, they had you beat in time to get a very specific combo to get the ending they wanted.
They read you. You were red, son. Red and beat.
Consider this message red. Well, I just thought I'd throw that out there, because I've been seeing the 5 people that play Tekken talking about it on my timeline. I know the numbers have doubled since we started the segment. It was 3, now it's 5, right? Almost
Probably.
double.
Yeah.
But, who's playing Tekken? Playing Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter? I prefer... I like them both. I played more Mortal Kombat, but I like Street Fighter probably a little more now.
Shoryuken!
Yeah. Ryu's cool. Ryu's cool. That's why I play in the old ones is Ryu. So.
Okay.
But, I don't know. I just, thought I'd throw that out there. So, casual. Hey, if you get a call from your bank, just know. You don't know if it's
Field it. Yeah. You got to ask the right questions.
I guess the way around that is to call back yourself. Because, that way you know you're at least getting the right answer. So that's what got me through, right? I was like, I'm going to hang up and call back. And they stopped talking. So, your weekly life advice with Hearn and Shapirian. Hearn, do you have anything else you'd like to throw at these wonderful listeners before we hop off here?
That's all I got, buddy. I look forward to continuing our meme calendar. You can
meme calendar.
Eat lava. You can not eat lava once, but you can drink bleach.
Once. Don't throw me with a good time. Good day, baby. Deuces.
Peace.